Williamsburg, Virginia is one of America's oldest cities, but you'd be mistaken if you think it's just about the past. There's a modern edge as well, like the Kings Mill Resort behind me. Great culinary experiences and a thriving wine scene. Yes, and there's even something for thrill seekers. But remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the way you ask is you gotta know. That's why I'm here to tell you my secrets, my hidden gems of Williamsburg, Virginia. Mention colonial Williamsburg to just about anybody, and they'll immediately think of tri-pointed hats, a fife and drum corps, and a healthy dose of early Americana. But Williamsburg is famous for another American pastime too, one known for high-speed thrills and for many, pure terror. Here's something you won't find in the brochures. I'm 205 feet up in the air at a roller coaster ride called Griffin at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. How did I get up here? I asked. It's part of the behind-the-scenes tour that you can actually do. But once again, you gotta ask. Griffin is known for being the fastest dive coaster in the world. A dive coaster is amusement park lingo for a roller coaster that does total freefall. Coasters like this one must undergo constant safety inspection, and for good reason. On a behind-the-scenes tour, you actually get to see what the maintenance crew does every day at 4 a.m. before the crowds arrive. What's this stuff up here?
Under here, these are actually the anti-rollbacks. So when you're going up the hill, let's say if the coaster were to stop, you'd be scared you'd fall right back to the bottom. But these are what's stopping it and what's also making that click-clack sound. So you can push it up. It's a pretty loud noise.
Yeah. If Griffin is not for you, and it wasn't for me, the helpful staff at Busch Gardens was more than willing to find something a little more my speed. Okay, they finally talked me into it. A coaster, 25 miles an hour, 18 seconds of fun. Hold on. Whoa! So maybe stomach-churning amusement parks aren't quite your taste. Well, Williamsburg is happy to oblige the more refined palate as well. With the 5th largest wine industry in the United States, there's guaranteed to be a few surprises for even the most seasoned wine lover. When most Americans think of wine, they may think of Sonoma or Napa in California, maybe even the state of Washington or even New York. But few people realize that Virginians have been making wine since the early days of the American colonies. At the Williamsburg Winery here, 300 acres maintains that tradition, but with a modern twist. Williamsburg Winery has integrated an advanced cross-flow filtration system into their winemaking process. In the traditional world of professional vinting, this kind of change can be the ultimate taboo. But Virginia winemaking has had a rebellious reputation ever since Thomas Jefferson planted his first grapes at Monticello. It's this reputation that brought winemaker Matthew Meyer to Virginia 12 years ago. He left his vineyard in Napa to get involved with the cutting-edge wine culture he found here in Williamsburg. What's this one right here?
This we have is Petit Verdot from our vineyards, right on the corner, 2013 vintage, and pretty excited about it. This is a brand new French oak barrel.
You okay to drink it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Definitely.
It's nice.
Yeah, Petit Verdot is a really robust grape.
But it's nice right now.
It is. And it'll be even nicer in a few more months.
So the barrels may be oak from France, but the grapes are from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
With all of these modern innovations, it can be easy to forget that Williamsburg is just 20 minutes from Jamestown, the first British settlement in North America. The place is full of colonial history, and whatever slice of early America you were looking for, you're bound to find it in this living museum. But there's one exhibit you really shouldn't miss. As some of you might know, I've been a volunteer fireman since I'm 18, back in New York. But in Williamsburg, 18 means nothing. They've had volunteer fire service here since the 18th century. In 1698, after a fire destroyed the Jamestown Capitol for the 4th time, Virginia moved the State House to inland Williamsburg. This town has been taking fire seriously ever since, and they have the technology to prove it.
That's good pressure. That's good pressure. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Follow those buckets back to their source, and you just might find the waterway that brought all these colonists here in the first place, the James River. One of the best things about Williamsburg is you don't have to visit a traditional museum. You just get on a kayak, get out on the James, visit one of the original settlements. Remember, this is where America started. After a trip down the James, it's easy to understand how the early colonists found this place so appealing. The natural beauty is some of the finest on the eastern seaboard, and even today, the place can feel like a remote outpost in a distant empire. That is, unless you choose to spend the whole trip upside down, squealing. And there you have it. The beauty of Williamsburg is it's so much history with a modern edge. None of it in the brochures, and very little of it in the guidebook.